Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Casey Lee Reiki. I am Casey. Today we're going to be doing a reading for my Sagittarius. This is going to be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Sagittarius. Took me a second. Every time, it's been a tongue twister lately to say all of that in the beginning. But anyways, so this is going to be for July. Sagittarius. I tried to do your reading a couple days ago and I couldn't. I just couldn't. It felt like there was something that I was missing, and I feel like sometimes if I do a sign too soon, it just won't feel right, and that's kind of like what was happening. It didn't feel right. It felt like there was like more, and I needed to like redo it at a separate time. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. So this is the redo. Should have fixed my shirt. This is the redo because the first one didn't go so great. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for July. The spiel real quick. Energy is fluid, it's not linear, so the things in the reading could be happening past, present, future tense for you guys, okay? Your guys' energy feels real weird. Sorry, I had to pause and really tone into that. I just got like a wave of like, feels like you guys are really out of your element. I don't know, it might be like sadness, but it feels heavy. It feels like it's the density of it, which is not what I would expect to feel from you guys. But the energy from you guys feels different than it normally does. And I know that there was the past couple of readings, either one or two of them, that you guys were dealing with a really tough relationship, so that might be why it feels really dense and really heavy. I feel like as soon as I sat down, I started to have like throat chakra problems and my throat's like really dry. I feel like you guys could be stifling something, and that's what's creating that the heaviness, the density. Okay, so let's get the spiel over with and then we'll get back to that. Oh my gosh, I just saw 222. Okay, anyways, man, my brain. So yes, energy's fluid, it's not linear, it could be happening past, present, future, because we all go through energy different. If it resonates, fantastic. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just wasn't your message, and that's totally fine. Don't make it fit. Energies, masculine and feminine, those are literally energies. They're not gender or sex specific. If they are, I'll let you guys know. Cross watchers, hi, hello, and welcome. You are more than welcome here. If I say Sagittarius, but you think it's the opposite, flip it up, switch the roles, do what you gotta do. There's no judgment on that here. If it resonates, fantastic. I'm not gonna be perfect every time in calling which side it's on. So if you need to just switch the roles, switch them up. If you want a personal reading, all the information is down below in the description box. Okay, we gotta get back to this because I can't stop. I'm like so in that like zone almost that I can't even give the spiel without feeling like I'm tripping over myself. I feel like whatever it is, I don't like it. It makes me want to go like, oh, like ew. That's what that feels. That's what it feels like. It feels like I just want to be like, ew, no. It doesn't feel good at all. Could honestly even be like upset or anxiety in a sense of making your stomach kind of feel uneasy. But it feels heavy, like sadness in a way of like maybe coming to a realization, or something is like settling. Something is settling in and you're having a really hard time, I feel like, coping, understanding, coming to grips with it. It hurts my heart. It really does. It feels like heartache, disappointment, like some real emotional pain right now. And I was gonna say, Cancer season, sometimes you see like the nostalgia in that sense where it can be emotional, but this doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like nostalgia. It feels like what you're going through right now in the moment. Yeah, it's definitely right now. It's not past. Okay. Let's see what we got for you guys, okay? It's a weird thing to come through like immediately, but okay. Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Oh yeah, I feel like you guys are going through something big. big to where it's, I mean, it could be whatever you consider big, but it affects you. It very much affects you. And that's what I mean by big. It's something that is definitely heavily affecting your emotions or your state of mind, your like equilibrium. What do we have for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Venus, eyes, July 2020. I almost feel like, I'm preparing though for like, I know you guys just watched me shuffle for a hot minute, but I feel like I'm like preparing for something. It feels very like when you're very, it's concentration or like something like that where you're like lost in thought or you're really wrapped up in something where I feel like it's overtaking everything. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs. Thank you so much. This is really, I feel like, yeah, okay, this has really got you guys in like a state of disarray, I just heard. Okay. All right. I just saw this cute little yellow bird out on my porch at the bird feeder. I want to say canary. Isn't like little yellow canary? Is there like a song or something like that? I feel like that's important. I don't know why. Someone look it up and tell me. Okay, at the bottom, Empress here. 6 of Wands in reverse. I feel like this is about, I just heard power, but not in a sense of like in an ego way. This is like something wasn't successful here with this 6 of Wands in reverse. I feel like you can't be like seen or heard where you are, and it's almost like your value or your worth are something here that has either like been questioned or like, I feel like you guys are going through a moment of like, am I the crazy one, or like, am I the whatever, like am I the one who's wrong? I feel like this is almost like a weird identity crisis in a way, where something's happened and it's made you really think about yourself and your worth, where you're wondering if things are almost like justified, if that makes sense. Like, am I justified to feel this way about the situation? You know, am I the jerk? Am I the a-hole? You know, like, I feel like that's what's happening here. Something just got you all twisted. It's the disarray, like the mental disarray, where I feel like something has just thrown you so far off course, where it's almost like a, you know, like I thought I was better than that, or like I can't believe, like, me of all people, like I let this happen to me. Like, I feel like it's like you're experiencing something, you're like, I can't believe this is happening to me right now. Like, maybe it would have been something that like you had either prepared for, or maybe you did something in the past, or you went through something in the past and you were like, you know, I'm never gonna do that again. And it could be like disappointment in that, like wow, I'm so disappointed that I let myself get involved with this, or end up in the situation, end up at this point. And I feel like it's screwing with like your self-worth here, but you are showing up as the Empress, which is fantastic. You know your worth. This is confirmation to me that you are, and granted, you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra with this card, but to me, this is like, this person knows what they are worth, it's that power, that like feminine power, where like, you know, yes, you are a nice person, or you are, you know, doing the best, you are doing the right thing, you are, you know, trying to, I don't know, be the bigger person, like you're trying to be on the right side of whatever is happening. And I think that with the way things are happening, the course of events, it's almost like you're questioning, like, am I on the right side though? Did I do the right thing? Was that the right choice? It's something about identity here. And I feel like it's screwing with your mind. It's almost, I feel like it's creating this like box for you. But you're like, I don't belong in that box. I belong like this on a throne. Like, not even, like I said, it's some egocentric thing. It's just, I belong on this throne. I know who I am. And I think this is that confirmation from Spirit to say, like, you do know who you are. Don't let anyone else or anything else make you question that. You are doing the right thing. You're following your heart. You're following your intuition. You are not the sum of your events. The places where you are unsuccessful do not define you. They're only places for you to grow. So don't let them become this anchor, this heavy weight on top of you. Use them as instances where you now can grow. You know, you've gone through whatever you have for a reason. Take that with you and use it. Don't let one attempt at whatever, being unsuccessful, control the fact that you believe that you are the Empress, and you are. Don't let someone else's crap, or don't let life crap get in the way to make you feel like you're not the Empress. The Magician in reverse. You guys are feeling like you don't have as much power as you do, but you do. You totally do. And then here we have the Tower. So I feel like that's the, like, it's that epiphany, I feel like you're trying to make sense of things. And the Tower is like a place that I get the sense of like moving forward and then back, and forward and back, and forward and back. And it could be your mindset. It could also be you've literally taken a step, like an action towards something, it doesn't work, so you feel like you took 2 back. And then you take it a little forward, you feel like you took 3 back. Like, it's so difficult for some reason. I feel like you are trying to manifest or create an ending to something. You're trying to get out of a situation, and it's not happening. I feel like you're having trouble getting out of it, or manifesting the end, or an epiphany, or some sort of conclusion here, and you can't. And that's bothersome to you, and so it's making you question yourself. Yeah. 4 of Wands in reverse. I think you're trying to manifest either an ending to a relationship here, whether that be just a relationship or even like a divorce. I feel like, yeah, for a lot of you, this is like, I want to get out of this and I'm trying to find a way out, and like you can't, or you feel or you perceive as though you can't. And that's what this is, definitely. You have the World at the bottom here as well, and Judgment, but in reverse. So it's like, I know this cycle needs to end, but it won't. It's not ending yet. It could be that there's something else here that needs to complete first, but it's almost like the day isn't coming. Like, I feel like you guys are waiting for the thing to happen, or the right time, the right place, maybe something like that, and it's not coming to you. It could also be that you are trying to manifest this Tower moment and manifest, you know, at least the start of this conclusion, and you can't. It might be because you perceive things in one way, so when the universe sends you what you're asking for, it's almost like, that's not what I asked for, just because it looks a little bit different. So you might be just kind of like missing the mark in a way, where you're like, you're trying to create something specific and it might not be happening. Either way, you are trying to, I feel like, start the conclusion to this situation, this relationship, this marriage. You would like it to end. You're trying to either cope with it or make it happen, pull it into you. You are trying to at least start the conclusion somehow, and it's not happening. Judgment Day in reverse is just like, yeah, like, you can't end it. It's not coming to an end. Because judgment would just be like, all right, judgment call, like, we're calling it. But there's, like, confusion or, like, a struggle in the ability to do so. But I do really think that's kind of screwing with your, like, self-worth. Yeah, I feel like you guys, this is interesting. So 9 of Wands here, this is like perseverance, pushing through, and then you have this 4 of Pentacles, which is holding on. I feel like this is what's kind of going on, is that if you are trying to create an ending, like, you have to be okay with it 110%, or it's not going to work. Just like if you don't fully believe in your manifestation, it's not going to come to you. It's that same sort of energy here. You are like holding on to this persevering attitude where you're like clinging to something for some reason. And granted, it could really be something that like sort of screws with your head, you know, so it's hard to kind of think straight or see straight because you're having this like identity crisis. Am I a jerk? Am I the mean one? Maybe this whole time I've been actually blah, 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 and the other person actually isn't doing that. Or maybe I feel like you guys are having this like existential crisis almost in a way. Maybe I just created that. Maybe I was the problem. Maybe this whole time I've been thinking that I'm not the problem, but I am. It's like you guys are going in like a rabbit hole. That's what I feel like. It's a deep dive down into a black hole. That's what this feels like. You're like persevering, you're trying so hard to create something, but at the same time, you're not like, you're holding on to that like, you're holding on to 2 ideals almost at the same time for some reason. It's like, I want to let go, but I can't. I want it to end, and I'm like gripping onto it, like you're reaching out trying to grab it while your body's like sinking at the same time. It's this weird back and forth, like opposite mentality in one brain is what I feel like. So I feel like it's with the Magician in reverse and then the 9 of Wands falling underneath it, it's like you're stuck on the fact that you can't get it like the way that you want, or you're stuck on the fact that you can't essentially just get what you want out of this. There's just like struggle here. There's some struggle here for sure. And like 4 of Pentacles in the Tower, it's like you're almost holding on to that Tower moment. Like it's like you're like, come on, like please, I like can't do this anymore. But at the same time, you're still using, you know, the same methodology, or like your thought patterns are still kind of bringing you down. It's almost like when you get addicted to something that's bad for you. Does that make sense? I hope so. But you don't want to let go. Like you're still holding it, and I feel like even you guys are like, why am I prolonging this? Like, and it's confusing you. I feel like the thoughts are back and forth. They're just erratic, and just you can't choose like where you want to go or what you want to do or like how we're going to move forward, but you know that you want to move forward and out of this. 9 of Swords here. Sadness, depression, anxiety, heavy thoughts. This relationship that you want to end really holds this place. It weighs heavy on you. The fact that it's not working, you might want to leave, and it might upset you a lot that you feel stuck, because Sagittarius, they don't like to be stuck. They are the free spirits. They're adventurers. They like to, you know, run off and be free and do what they want. They don't want to be tied to some place where they're not happy. It literally is the pursuit of happiness for Sagittarius. And you're stuck here, and I feel like it makes you miserable, and you're stuck here for some reason. I don't understand why. Because you have the Chariot at the bottom. I feel like it's just a little bit about balance here to be able to like move forward. But I feel like there's a sense of feeling like unsuccessful. I just want to say like I can't. There's some weird block here. We'll look into that block. And I mean, if you were dealing with a narcissist from one of the other readings that I did for Sagittarius, that could totally explain that you're like, am I the narcissist? Am I the crazy one here? am I the one that just, you know, wants attention, or am I the one that's just creating these arguments? Like, I feel like that's what this is. It's like a trauma bond in a way, where you're like, I want to leave, I'm not happy when I'm here, but like you're almost so comfortable with that person, they've been around so long, you're like addicted to those good moments, or you're addicted to, I mean, whatever the case is here, the good parts of whatever this is. But it's heavy, it weighs on you, it keeps you up at night. For some of you, you could totally be just like waking up constantly in the middle of the night, like unable to just fully sleep, like your minds might be like turned on and you're like, I can't shut it off. Oops. Ah! What else do we have for Sagittarius? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for Sagittarius. For July 2020. Okay, you could be dealing with this King of Cups. For me, primarily, when I see the King of Cups, this is big Cancer energy. And again, it doesn't have to be. It could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But for me, almost always with the King of Cups, it's Cancer energy. I feel like that's what I was just talking about. King of Cups can be someone who is romantic, who can be sort of like a charmer. They show their emotions and they have this vulnerable side to them. And I feel like if you were dealing with that narcissistic situation, that's almost like what that is. It's like addicted to like the love, like the dopamine rush, like in your head, you know what I mean? Where you're like still focused on the little bit, because it like I said, it becomes addictive, right? Where you become addicted to this energy, addicted to the chemicals in your brain that are releasing during, whether it's bad times, you can get addicted to those, or just addicted to the feeling of like being in love, you know? And that's what I feel like this is. Knight of Wands. This would be your energy, Sagittarius, and I feel like you guys, like, this is the way this is. It's almost like I try to leave and then I run back. Or like I try to get out of this, but then I run back to the good. And it's almost like when it becomes uncomfortable, you want to run back to the place that you feel comfortable. You want to run back to the place that makes you feel good, that makes you happy, that makes you feel alive. It's almost like, you know, like for instance, if you maybe are an emotional eater, you eat when you're upset. It's the same thing. You're looking for these external sources when you feel uncomfortable within yourself. When you feel sadness, instead of looking in and saying, okay, like, why do I feel sad and how can I make that better? You'll reach for something else. So whether it's food or like this person, that's what this is here. Queen of Cups, though, on the bottom in reverse, High Priestess. I feel like there's stuff that you're not like paying attention to. You need to listen more to your intuition and not like to the thing that's in front of you. Pay less attention to, you know, like those little moments that make you feel good, or those little moments of like as an example, say you are dealing with a narcissist here and that is your situation. That person might do something really crappy to you. You're like, I'm never coming back. I'm leaving forever. Whatever you're convinced, you're ready. You're like gonna, you know, get out of here or start the conclusion. Whatever it is, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done, finito. And then that person shows a little bit of vulnerability, and it's almost like it triggers this like remembrance for you, or that little bit of dopamine in your brain's like, oh, we like this. And so then it's like, well, maybe I can do this for a little bit longer, or maybe I don't have to go look for XYZ to get out of here right now. Like, it's like you're getting like swayed by these good feelings, because I feel like it's this uncomfortability that you know, it's uncomfortable. You don't want to be there. And your body's like, no, abort mission, we're very uncomfortable, like, don't like this, no. And that's when you kind of just go running back and like, oh, wait, you love me now? Or like, oh, wait, you're actually gonna be nice to me? And it's like addicting, because I feel like a lot of times with narcissistic situations, the other person in the relationship is the empath, usually someone who just feels deeply, who likes to, you know, take care of people, who likes to help. And it's like this energy vampire type of dynamic, where then you're like, oh wait, but they do have this good side, and you're like justifying it. That's what I feel like this is, 100%. And you not listening to your intuition here and focusing on those things, not really like digging deep and being like, okay, like, this doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? Like, and going with that, go with your gut instinct, because there are obviously things here that are being ignored, is what I feel like. And it's making you feel like this, Queen of Cups in reverse. which is someone who's kind of like emotionally all over the place, someone who just has a hard time almost like holding it in. I feel like there's like a lot of crying, there's a lot of like maybe emotional outbursts or being confused, and that is just like so, it's like driving you to a point of crying because you're so confused and you don't know what to do, and I feel like you can't make a choice. And sometimes when you are very empathetic, that can totally happen, where it's like, you know, I can't make a choice, and just the pressure of having to make a choice is so upsetting. It is too much for me. I can't do it. Yeah, see? You're stuck. This is like, Wheel of Fortune reverse is just like stuck. You are stuck. It's like there's something stuck like in between the cogs, and it won't move. It's not moving forward. And because of that, I feel like you guys you can't like move, you can't travel, you can't, you know, the Hermit in general is like going on this path of awakening. It's like this brand new beautiful chapter of wisdom, of lessons learned, and you can't go on it. It's like it's waiting for you and you can't get to it because you are stuck there right now. See, 7 of Cups, that's the confusion I was just talking about, the confusion and illusion. See, this person's in the shadows. It's like they're trying to back away from them because they're like, I can't, nope, too much, can't do that. So I feel like you need to go on this journey here. I mean, you could be dealing with a Virgo as well with the Hermit, but you need to go on this journey here, and you can't. It's almost like there's so much crazy stuff happening and waiting for you, and it's like you just have to step over the line or just open the door. That's totally what it feels like. You just have to open the door, and it's just really hard. I know it sounds, you know, it's easier said than done, but you know, 10 of Cups in reverse. This person is not good for you. This isn't a happy home. This isn't a happy home. I feel like definitely they either are a Cancer or have heavy Cancer in their chart. Just me as a reader, they don't have to, but it's not a happy home. You have to leave. Like, you can't almost get like distracted and like fluttered away by those fleeting moments of vulnerability or that like emotional realness that you really want. It's just really, it's not beneficial. It's not going to be constant. It's going to be that quick moment and then it's going to be gone. Like, don't think that it's going to last, because like where you are has, I feel like, been bad for a minute, and it's the choice of like, okay, we have to like, I want to move, but like I don't know, because like I still, like, you have the capacity to still love a person while also understanding that you can't be there anymore. That's like what I feel. Yeah, see, so your choice is coming to you. It's like the universe is giving you this cup, but you're too distracted with the other things in front of you. It's like you're not seeing what's happening. You're too focused on these other ones and these other choices that you perceive to be like your only choices, and then the universe is coming in and giving you this cup and you can't even see it. You can't even see it because you're so focused on all the other things. You're like, these are my only options. And Spirit's like, what about this one? And you're like, no, not you. And this is like, okay, well, you want it out of here, right? Like, or, you know, you wanted to conclude this, right? All right, well, here you go. It's like beggars can't be choosers type of energy. 7 of Swords in reverse. I think there's some clarity that's going to come through about how you're stuck. And then it's going to help you so much. Like, I feel like dig up and unveil some things. There might just be like triggers that you kind of have to deal with or go through and bring those up to the surface. And it's almost kind of like with that identity crisis I was talking about. When you go through that and you experience that, you deal with it, you lay it to rest, I feel like that it's going to help. And that could, like I said, mean anything. But I feel like you guys are just, am I the narcissist? Like, am I the bad person? It's like you're questioning yourself. You know your worth, but someone else is making you question it. And that is what I don't like. So let's pull a couple cards as to maybe your block and, like, why you're stuck, okay? This is Mystic Moon's Twin Flame Journey Oracle. I'll show you guys the cover real quick. Yeah, look, I just picked up the deck, too. Look at this. Inner child's. That's what I'm saying. It's like this identity crisis where like it wouldn't bother you so much, where like, you know, that am I the crazy one, am I the narcissist, if you didn't have these like wounds, that identity crisis, like it wouldn't be such a big deal. So I feel like whatever you're in right now, whether it's a circumstance, experience, situation, whatever, it's a person, it's family, it's a friend, whatever's going on for you, it is triggering this like, I feel like view of yourself, your identity. Someone could be possibly like threatening your view of yourself, and so it's almost like you're like, I'm not like that, and then you're like, wait, am I like that? And then it makes you start to question, have I always been like that? Is this how I've been? Is this how I've treated people? Is this how I deal with things? That's what I feel like you guys are going through, and that is some heavy shit. Honestly, it really is. And at the bottom, deception. You guys are going through a lot right now. I'm really sorry. Shadow work. Yeah, you guys are going through a hell of a lot. I'm really sorry about that. All right, let's see what we got here. But, you know, don't let someone else make you question your view on yourself. It's just to teach you something. I believe that the people in our lives are all mirrors to reflect something back to us in order for us to be able to fix it, you know? Nostalgia, which to me is kind of like an inner child thing right now. It's, you know, Cancer season, but don't let someone else ever make you, you know, question that. You got to get to a place where what someone else says to you doesn't define you, and I think you're just struggling with that right now. Let's see, why are you stuck? What's the block and why are you stuck, Sagittarius? And we have big dreams at the bottom, and we have pause. That's like that Virgo in reverse energy I was talking about. Big dreams, pause, and destruction. It's like, this has to come down first. Like, you're not gonna be able to manifest your big dreams. You're not gonna be able to do what you really want. That might be another thing. You might be trying to get something totally separate, and you're feeling like you can't get them, you can't get it, you can't exactly get what you want, you're not bringing it towards you, and it's because in the energy that you're in right now, it's not allowing you to. The energy or the people around you, you're in this vibration that is almost blocking you, okay? So, material world. So if you guys definitely aren't in like a narcissistic situation, firstly, be safe, be careful. But a lot of times this pops up for me for narcissistic issues. Material world is just like, you know, I can't right now. Like, I don't have enough saved, or I don't have the finances in any way, shape, or form. I don't have the means right now to leave my situation. And it makes you feel really, really stuck. I mean, you guys don't like to feel that way, period. But really feeling like, you know, like this isn't something that you can just change overnight, you know? Grief. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. You guys are, you can't move, I think, because of either you don't have enough money or some sort of form of stability here. Maybe you don't have another place to go. You share a space with this person, but you're stuck, and I feel like you're stuck in a state of grief because you feel like you're like, there's nothing I can do about this. I feel like that's your mindset right now. There's nothing I can do about this, and so you're just almost like forced to go through it. Ugh. Cycles. Yeah, you guys just need to understand that this is a cycle. It is temporary. You guys will not be stuck here, okay? Know that this is temporary. It's not going to be forever. And I know it's really easier said than done. Trust me, I get it, okay? We have return, which is really interesting. And fresh start. This could be a whole separate scenario here. Unawakened. Interesting. There could be a person maybe that you're manifesting, or a relationship, a new one that you're manifesting here, and this could be a whole separate thing going on here, because we have return, fresh start, and unawakened. That's very interesting. So this could be a whole separate scenario where there might be a person coming back into your life after you leave the situation that you're in currently, which is interesting. Yeah, see, metamorphosis. I feel like you're gonna do a lot of awakening. You're gonna do a lot of learning. You're gonna have a lot of wisdom, and then something's just gonna come through for you. It's almost like it's your time now. That's what it feels like. There's so much, I feel like, on the other side of the door. You just have to open the door. Let's real quick about maybe the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So summertime. So you might be this might be you're going through it right now in summertime, depending on where you are, or you might it might be coming to a conclusion in summertime, again, depending on where you are. There's that deception card again. It's that identity crisis is keeping you stuck. I think it's about your self-worth here a lot. And you have not communicated to this person that you are unhappy and that you need to leave. I think there's a little bit of fear, hesitation to communicate that you want to leave or that you want to be done. And if you have, I don't feel like it's been thorough. Yeah, I feel like you want to offer this person something to be like, hey, let's not make this like crazy. Like, let's call it. If it is a, narcissistic issue, it's not going to be that easy. And I think that could be where the fear comes in here. Is I know it's not going to be easy for me to just say, hey, how about we split up? And they're just not going to go for that. Yeah, mask. So I feel like you're pretending right now, and that's a lot of the identity crisis as well, is you are pretending, you are putting on a face, you're just kind of playing the game to get through, and it's making you question, like, am I doing what I need to survive, or am I like taking advantage of this? Am I being a jerk? Stuck. You are stuck. We know that you're very stuck. Okay. Wow. We had twin flame at the bottom and observer. Look at that. Alongside healing. Yeah, I feel like there could be a whole separate thing for you. For some of you, you might have a twin flame and you might be trying to manifest that, like another person in your life, and it's not coming through, and maybe you see readings and they say it's going to come through, but it doesn't, and you're like, why is this not happening? No, it's because you're stuck in this place. So the energy itself is dense. It's holding you down. It's making you question your worth. But you're the Empress. Don't question your worth, okay? All right, guys. So thank you very much for allowing me to read for you. Thanks for allowing me the honor to read for you. Check back in for your mid-monthly. Drop a like, a comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all that good stuff for me. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And if you are not following me on TikTok, please go do. I'm going to be doing a giveaway very soon. So I hopefully will talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.